In this video, my friend, I will share with you how to make this year the greatest year of your life and to turn every other year moving forward into an epic season. This is something that used to be reserved for the elites. But through research, we have come to realize that yes, this is something that can also be made available to people like you. Alright? You don't want to miss this one. Dimitri here. Let's get right into it. First of all, let's go to the principle. It's very simple. In order for you to turn this year into the greatest year of your life, and to turn every season, every year moving forward into an epic season, what you have to observe as a principle or as a strategy is simply the following. You simply have to learn to show up. But when you show up, my friend, you have to intentionally slow down. You have to show up and slow down. Because once you show up and you slow down, you're going to cause every other person in the arena to simply be completely lost as far as the own game is concerned. When you show up and you intentionally slow down, you're simply going to cause every other player in the arena to simply see the switch in the minds go off. Why? Because you will simply have now come and taken over the time and the space. You will simply come, take over the time and space, and he who controls time and space within any particular arena, my friend, tend to rule the game. That's simply how life goes. That's just the eye overview principle. Let me just give you two examples. I'm gonna give you some application and an assignment for you to consider in this season. Two examples. Many centuries ago, in a country, magnificent country known as China, came to be manifested a specific type of tree that Chinese people used to cultivate around the homes. But very slowly, another country, which represents about 4% of mainland China, came to become aware of this tree and imported this technique back in their own country. But they decided not just to actually import this beautiful tree into the country, but they decided to take it and basically manage this tree put it into a container, because they're saying, yes, our space is not as vast, as expensive as China mainland. Our space is very tiny, so we need to not only to actually import this thing into our country, but we also need to control how the specific tree is going to grow. And through this, they say we're also going to control the shape, or basically the expression of this tree, because we want this tree to reflect what is happening out there. So we're going to start cultivating this tree in a way that's going to represent basically our wishes, but put it in a container. And that particular culture came to be known in the books of history as Bonsai. That was basically in Japan, basically something imported from China. And they say we're going to import it, but we're going to intentionally slow down the game. We're going to intentionally cause the game within this tree to simply go off. And now we're going to start bending the tree according to our imagination. And this is now something that comes to be known as Bonsai in the books of history. That example number one. Example number two, we're going to move now to America, 1959. Oh, first of all, let me just digress a little bit. 1926, somewhere in a city known as St. Louis, was born a young man that came to be known as Mars. Mars very quickly realized that he was actually born to make music. Not just music, but the finest music out there. So he came eventually to be a mentor by people like Charlie Bell Parker, the kings of this jazz music, jazz genre known as bebop. But Charlie Parker was able to actually mentor Miles Davis. But Miles Davis at one point simply said, no, I came into the game, I came into this arena to play the game, but because I realized that I was actually gifted with an amazing purpose to simply rule everywhere I go, I'm simply going to now do something crazy. I'm going to simply slow down the tempo of the music. intentionally, I'm going to slow down the tempo of the music. Why? Because I want everyone around me that's simply known, that's simply used to actually listening and playing jazz music according to certain rules to simply be thrown off and to have the game completely go off. Because now I want to introduce a new way of playing music, jazz music, and enjoying jazz music. And eventually, in 1959, it gave us a magnificent opus that came to be known in the books of history as simply So What? This amazing piece of music that was actually recorded with such talented artists such as John Coltrane simply was an epitome of a master stepping into an arena and simply causing the tempo of the game to simply go down. And as the tempo goes down, it simply decides now to impose a new tempo and to cause everyone switches to simply go off. And that's how basically it came to rule this genre of music known as jazz music, and eventually to give us an album by the name of I believe was called Miles Ahead, because the gentleman at one point simply realized that yes, indeed it was simply miles ahead of competition, because his ability to slow down and causes everyone to simply go off was simply phenomenal. Now back to you. How are you going to make this year the greatest year of your life, and every other year moving forward into turning into an epic season? Simply by following the same rule. As you show up in the arena in 2024, as you show up in your particular field of expertise, I would like for you to mentally know that you have to simply slow down. You have to slow down. You have to slow down the pace of the game. Not just the pace of the game externally, but internally. Because once the pace of the game is slowed down internally, what's going to happen is without, you're going to see the game also slow down. And as the game slow down, what's going to happen now is what psychologists or what all the research have come to discover. As the game slow down, the target, as far as you are concerned as the master of the game, the size of the target is simply going out to be exponentially magnified. Because why? Now you are able to see the game at a different pace and through different lens. And when you're doing that, you're simply going to cause every other person in the arena, every competitor in the arena to simply have their own games go completely off. And that's how slowly but surely you're simply going to take over 2024 and take over every other year moving forward and turn all these years into magnificent masterpieces. But someone may ask me specifically, how am I going to do that? A simple technique I'm going to share with you. Learn to start the day and to end the day with the following. Learn to start the day and to end the day with the following. Breathing exercises. Give yourself permission to control your breathing rhythm. Because as your breathing rhythm is actually brought to a particular level over time, what's going to happen is internally, how you're going to start seeing the world is going to start changing. And as it changes, my friend, slowly everything is going to change around you. Because as this amazing person simply said, you don't see the world as the world is, you see the world as you are. If you are out of order, if you are basically out of alignment within yourself, the world outside is also going to be out of alignment. But once you are properly calibrated, the world outside of yourself is also going to be calibrated. Alright, I'm gonna stop right here. My friend, if you enjoy this type of content, subscribe to this channel. Make sure to hit the notification bell so that next time we put together a video, you can be amongst the first one to see the video. Alright, thanks again for watching. Looking forward to sharing more in the days to come. Until then, take good care. Remember, this can be the best and the greatest year of your life. Alright, happy new year everyone. Take good care.